Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with the next day of Thankfully Inspired. I believe it's day 27, a series I'm doing through the month of November talking about who I am thankful for in the scrappy community. Just 30 of them. I am thankful for so many more, but today is the lovely paper snob, which is Tara. I did this layout of me and her getting together a year and a half ago, and she sent me another picture that I did not have, so I thought, oh, I'm going to do a page of that. I had other options, and when I told her that, I said, because I don't have any pictures of us that I haven't already scrapped, so she sent me one, and so yay. I am going to use Spectrum Sherbet and Spectrum Gardenia, mostly Gardenia. I do have a couple things from Sherbet that I think I might pull out. And I've got some embellishments. I do have some thread, and of course, I've got a stitch, because if I don't, it wouldn't be a layout for Tara. So I've got my papers. I have my embellishments and ink. I've got my picture of me and Tara and these awesome layouts of hers that I'm going to pull from. So let's see how this goes. If you're in the States or if you celebrate, a happy Thanksgiving. I figured today was the perfect day to pick Tara's layouts to create with. Probably if you've watched too many of my layouts or any of my layouts, you know that she and I are good friends. I talk about her a lot. We talk on a daily basis and have for quite a long time. And so I thought, of all the scrappy people, she may not have been the first one in my life, but she certainly has been one of the most influential. And she keeps me on my toes, but she also keeps me grounded and where I'm in check. So if you find my videos in a playlist, there's a good chance she had something to do with that. She reminds me of when things are coming and when I things I'm supposed to be doing, like on certain hops and stuff. Yeah, if it weren't for Tara, I'm not sure what y'all'd be getting. So this layout right here, I loved that she had the strips up and down and then the stitching through it. So I am going to stitch through every other one of them. The top half gets stitched with black thread. The bottom half gets stitched with white thread. Not any reason in particular other than just bringing both the colors in. I am using my positioner that my lovely friend Julie gave me, and it has been a lifesaver because I cannot make a straight line on my own, and so that little guide has been super, super helpful. So I have been using that anytime I do any kind of stitching. So I stitched through the top parts and then the bottom, and then I am going to start working on the left side of the layout when I'm done. I decided that I wanted to have something to end over here on the right side, the left side of this right section, because they're not all the same. They do not end in the same place. Mostly they do, but there's a couple that were a little too short. And so I wanted to get that taken care of. These strips are, other than the purple one at the very bottom, they are a half an inch. And mostly branding strips. A couple of them are strips from just scraps, but it is all from scraps and branding strips. I take this one, I think it's I started with a 1.5 inch and you ended up using a 1 inch strip. And I'm going to use that to cover that ending, and some of it's a little bumpy because there's some stitching underneath, but it's fine. And yes, I know it's crooked at first. I am gonna fix it, so don't panic. I go to put the next part together and I'm like, why is this not laying down right? Something is wrong. Yes, Kristen, it's crooked. Not drastically, honestly, but but it's enough to where when I put this, I think I cut this at 11 inches, maybe 10 3/4. Anyway, this purple and pink paper on the other side, when I cut that down, and put it on there, it was completely wonky. And I was like, what in the heck? I had it flushed to the black on the right side. And so I realized that it was because the black was crooked. It's fine. If it was perfectly straight, someone would question whether I actually did it. So this paper is from one of the Spectrum Sherbet colors, or the Spectrum. It's not from Spectrum Sherbet. The paper is from Gardenia. Sorry. Some of the scraps are from Spectrum Sherbet and from Spectrum Gardenia. But I ink all the way around. I do take this black soot and tap around, so I've got a little bit of something. Some of them are going to get smeared. It's fine. I like I said, if it was perfect looking, you all would think that I did not do it. So it's fine. I ink around the black and purple, or the blue, goodness gracious, the pink and purple paper, and I'm going to put that down. So here I am pulling from this lovely layout that Tara created. She always uses... Well, I am so sorry. That was an alarm. She always uses, if not like tons of color, it's always super detailed, and she puts so much effort and so much of herself into her layouts. I always admire all the work and time she puts into it. She will work on mixed media and then, go away and let it actually dry instead of working right on top of wet mixed media. She takes the time to stitch on most of her layouts. She will use the cut files and do all the backing. I have sat with her during like FaceTime calls and stuff while she spent hours. We've talked on the phone or texted while she's stitching. I mean, she just puts so much into her layouts, and it shows because they're always so beautiful and detailed, and she is definitely one to be inspired by. But it's not just the scrapbooking for me with her, because she is just a good human. She is a kind soul, and like I said, she keeps a lot of us situated. She took over Scrap Lift Crafternoon when there was kind of a handover, and kind of has kept us in order. She does all of the background work that you don't see happening. She does that with Mix It Up Monday. She does that with Rainbow Crush. She helps with all these other hops that she's a part of, but not really in charge of, but she just helps people out. If they can't get on playlist, she will take care of it for them. She's always there whenever I send her a picture and say, what is this missing? And she'll be like, oh, well, you could do this or that, or it's perfect. So she is encouraging and inspiring. And I'm so grateful that they brought her into the Scrap Lift Crafternoon world back in 2022, early 22, maybe. It has definitely been a blessing to me that I can call her my friend, and that we have continued to communicate. I couldn't tell you honestly when that'll happen. Like, I know we did like a little group thing with a few of us where we were kind of just doing like I don't remember if it was, I think it was a Zoom call, and like 4 or 5 of us like created and chit-chatted about scrappy things. It was the first time I had ever like met her. And then I think it was 2023, early, like September of 23 or September 22, I can't remember. And she ended up moving to Kentucky, and so we met and spent some time together hanging out and just chit-chatting. And then it's just been a blessing ever since then. We, like I said, talk all the time, and she's such an encouraging soul, and I am so very grateful for her. She hasn't seen her layout. She does. I think she knows what layouts I picked, though. Like, I think I shared with her which ones I picked. But I felt like this was appropriate because I know she likes to use colors. She likes anything 49 a Market, which brings me to another thing about Tara. She is a terrible influence on me sometimes, but I love her anyway. She absolutely encourages me to buy all the things. So if you are trying not to spend the money and buy all the things and use your stash up, she's good at encouraging you to use your stash. Don't get me wrong. But if a new something comes out, she wants to make sure you know about it. And she will post it in one of her channels or talk about it. And then I really have no choice but to buy it. So I'm sure that's all her fault. Anyway, here are the layouts again that I selected of Tara's. I am incredibly grateful and thankful for her. She has changed my life in so many ways and been such an encouragement and in such an inspiration in more ways than just scrapbooking. But I definitely have never stitched on a layout before her, I don't believe. I have delved more into mixed media and bright things and new things and trying new collections and new all the things, and she has kept me together by making sure that I remember things, and I am super grateful for that. I am will forever be grateful for the friendship that we have. She sent me a meme once that said, tell your friends you love them and make it weird. And we've definitely made it weird, and I couldn't love it more. So please go check out the Paper Snob if you haven't already. I love you so much, Tara. You mean the world to me. I would love it if you'd give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. I hope that you are having a good time with my Thankfully Inspired videos. I have a few more to do for this month and a few more people to talk about. So I hope you will go check those out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you all get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.